Well, I made the point to Pauline that I'd have something further to say about this. Look, it almost follows, does it not, as night follows day, that governments, given time, will foul in their nest. Now, a mess in New South Wales. The Minister, Eleni Petinos, has been sacked after bullying accusations were levelled against her. The Premier Perrottet first supported her. Look, and I have to say, Dominic Perrottet is not the man who gave hope to the Liberal Party over values when he was first elected. He seems to have completely lost his way. Now there are supposedly, quote, further matters, and Petinos has been sacked, but there's been no explanation. There are any number of workplace laws which prevent someone from being sacked without valid explanation. So one wonders where this matter will finish up. But there should be no overtures to the New South Wales Building Commissioner, David Chandler, who recently resigned. His work came under the portfolio responsibilities of Eleni Petinos. But I'll have more to say about Chandler later in the week. There should be no misgivings when he leaves, even though the job is important. The man in the job, Chandler, represented an unpleasant invasion into a crucial industry. Then, in New South Wales, there's the business about former Deputy Premier John Barilaro and the Minister responsible, Stuart Ayres. There's been a witch hunt seeking to claim the scalp of Stuart Ayres. I'll make this point. In several roles that I've occupied, I've had cause to deal with Stuart Ayres. I regard him as one of the smartest men in the Parliament, indeed in the Liberal Party. But more importantly, fastidious about the way things are done and always on top of detail, a very rare capacity amongst politicians. He has stated two things as I see it. The decision to appoint John Barilaro was made at arm's length from him, but he believes, as I do, that Barilaro would be an excellent representative for New South Wales in New York. But this brouhaha pales into insignificance compared with the emerging non-debate over the Indigenous voice to the federal Parliament. This seems to be widely applauded with very little analysis. Not by me, I can tell you. What on earth is the Liberal Shadow Attorney-General, Julian Leeser, doing when he argued that, quote, the next step, unquote, is to, quote, explain to Australians how the voice will work, who will serve on it, how they'll be chosen, what it will do, and how it will address issues that concern Indigenous Australians, unquote. Well, look, I'm sorry, Julian and Prime Minister Albanese, that should be the first step. This is a proposed amendment to the Constitution to be put to Australians in a referendum with no detail as to how the thing will work, who will be on it, how they'll be chosen, and what will be their function. I'm saying there should be no racial classifications in the Constitution. I am saying that race and ethnicity should have no place there. And anyone who so argues is not a racist. I know a lot of Aboriginal people. I've coached Aboriginal people. I've financially supported Aboriginal people. But that doesn't mean that I or others should want racial categories added to the Constitution. We're now entering this territory again, where anyone who might oppose the so-called voice will be intimidated and branded a racist, that we lack empathy and understanding. It is not racist to insist that there be no racial distinction in civic status.